Hi there. Real quick before we jump into the episode. If you enjoy this episode, or any of the other episodes, be sure to give us a follow or subscribe. It would also be great if you shared it with a friend, or better yet, left a review so others can know how awesome it is. Thanks so much. And now, the episode.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome to the Press Start Leadership Podcast, the podcast about game-changing leadership, teaching you how to get the most out of your product and development team and become the leader you were meant to be. Leadership coaching and training for the international game industry professional. Now, let me introduce you to your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher Mifsud.
Welcome back, Press Starters. On this week's awesome episode of Press Start Leadership Podcast, we're going to talk about assumptions and knowing when to pick your battles. First up, assumptions. It's true, they make an ass out of you and me. As Stuart Smalley said, when you assume, you make an ass out of Uma Thurman, and nobody wants that. We've all seen Kill Bill. The bottom line is, making assumptions almost never makes things easier, and it certainly doesn't make for good communication. One side of communication is giving information, and the other side is receiving. Both are equally important, so make everything as clear as possible when executing a project. If at any moment you are unsure, ask for clarification. Hopefully you know who to ask. Clarify early who your team should refer to for information. Clear points of information are important in order to avoid discrepancies. Additionally, setting up clear points of information lets your team know it's okay to ask questions. Often people choose to do something incorrectly instead of asking for clarification, in which case you end up with your team doing double the work, when you could have spent that time improving or polishing the project. Why does this happen? Well, 1. People don't ask because they think they know the answer. 2. People don't want to look stupid. 3. It feels like confrontation, and people don't like confrontation. All 3 reasons are generally fear-based, so while you can't prevent them completely, you can create an environment that reduces them. Coming from a leader, there are no stupid questions. I would rather repeat myself than have someone be unsure about what they're doing. The more you abide by this sentiment, the safer your team feels about asking questions, and the smoother your project runs. But what if things aren't running smoothly because there's conflicting information amongst your team? Bring everyone together, physically when possible, to unite under a single vision. Even when a group has lots of experience, it's better to confirm information rather than ending up with egg on your face. Lastly, never commit to something before becoming as informed as possible. It's far worse to overcommit and underdeliver because you didn't know everything you needed to. Credibility and reputation far outweigh the fake it till you make it mindset. Play the long game, because it can be very damaging when you don't ask and end up being wrong. Remember, it never hurts to clarify, especially when asked to do something you're unsure about. Has there ever been a time you wish you hadn't made an assumption? Share it with me in the comments below. Next up, pick your battles. Big C versus little c challenges. It's not a hill I'm willing to die on, is an old military quote that refers to not holding your ground when you believe something is of little or no consequence. While it is of the utmost importance to stand by what you believe in, it's also just as important to know when not to die on a hill. Let me start by saying this has nothing to do with morals or personal values. Stand up for what you truly believe, no matter what. Conviction to your own core values is a defining element of character. What I'm talking about here are the everyday creative and production decisions you make at work. So how do you decide which hills are worth dying on? It's best to ask a question, get an answer, and let go of any disagreement when it doesn't make a big difference in quality, cost, or time. Questioning things that don't make sense brings understanding to a situation. When you get bogged down in inconsequential details, though, it can drag down the project or even a whole company. This is why it's important to know the difference between big C challenges and little C challenges. Realizing the difference between the two saves both energy and reputation. Big C challenges are the hills you are willing to die on, and should be reserved for things you strongly believe in. They add value, save money, and or could be a real game changer, especially anything that makes a big impact. Little C challenges are the hills to walk away from and are things that have a small impact, like changing the background color in a video game from blue to light blue. If you make everything a battle, you dilute the importance of big C challenges when they really matter. But by saving your energy for known wins and issues of real value, you build your long-term reputation and credibility. When you do this, it also makes it easier to score little C battle wins too. I.e., Bob is always right about the important stuff. Maybe he's also right that the sky in Captain Creed 9 should be light blue. Be careful. When you cry wolf too often, it makes it hard to take your more important challenges seriously, and that hurts everyone. Early on in our careers, it's common to fight more battles, as we're learning what challenges to expect, and that's okay. While some of knowing how to distinguish a big C from a little c comes with experience, some of it can be sped up with knowledge, and that's why it's important to be informed. Have you experienced any big C or little c challenges lately? How do you handle them? How do you pick your battles? Let me know in the comments below. All right, Press Starters, that's this week's episode of Press Start Leadership Podcast. Thanks for being with me, and as always, thanks for being awesome. If you haven't yet, please make sure to follow. If you haven't downloaded my free ebook, 5 Heroic Leadership Skills, click on the link in the description. Tune in next week for your next episode of Press Start Leadership Podcast. Thank you. Oh, hi there. The episode's over, but thanks for sticking around till the end. If you're on the quest to elevate your team's leadership, production, or game design capabilities, I'm here to assist. Leveraging extensive experience and a strategic approach, I offer personalized audits, bespoke workshops, and leadership retreat facilitation to drive your team toward excellence. My commitment is to provide efficient, reliable, and proven support, ensuring you have the tools and insights needed to thrive. Ready to unlock your team's full potential and achieve unparalleled success? Don't hesitate to press start on your journey to transformation today. Feel free to reach out directly to discuss how we can tailor a solution to meet your unique needs and goals. Let's connect and take your team's performance to the next level.